Hi people, yeah, it's another one of those videos in which I talk about things I do. Yeah, I hope you care and I hope you see it. Today I'm going to talk about how do I rate books. The thing is, sometimes I see one on Goodreads, talking about Goodreads, that you can rate from 1 to 5. Sometimes I see books rated with 1 star and the review says something like, this book wasn't for me. I mean, it's okay, whatever roles you bought, wherever you work. I mean, I'm not criticizing those people, but usually when I don't like a book because the book wasn't for me, I tend not to rate it. And yeah, okay, how do I rate books? Okay, from 1 to 5, it's obvious. 5, it's like the books that for me have been real keepers, books that I have loved, that have shown me something new, that the characters were amazing, where the story was completely mind-blowing, things like that. 4 stars, it's when it's very close to it, but there was like some minor things that, 3 stars are for me the okayish books, those books that I enjoy. I don't know if I'm going to read again, but that give me a good time while I was reading them, when they were like special in their own way, were funny, or maybe they were lighthearted, or 2 stars, I'm not sure about it. It's maybe when I don't hate the book, but I don't like it, but I don't tend to do 2 stars reviews. In the same way that I never leave 1 star reviews. Why? Sometimes the book, it's horrible and I don't like it, and I DNF that book, and I can leave like a note on Goodreads, but it's more for me like I did DNF this book because it wasn't what I was expecting, or I didn't like it. But as I say at the beginning, I don't rate it because it doesn't. I mean, I kind of respect a lot the author's work. They have been writing this book, they have been learning things about the world they created, the characters, and sometimes if it's historical books, they learn a lot about creation and things, and I don't feel good. I'm talking about me personally. I don't feel good writing a book with 1 star. And also there's lots of people too that rate books that they don't like because they are on Voices, or maybe because they are like LGTB kind of books, and they're like, okay, this is... I don't like to do this kinds of things. By the way, I support On Voices. I love LGBTQ books. I love all kinds of representation. I think for me that's usually those are my like 5-star reviews, just to be honest. But I tend to be like neutral, and yeah, I don't believe in writing a book like very badly if I didn't like it. I used to back when I didn't like a book, or maybe I was reading a book. One comes to mind now. I'm not going to say the title of the author, but I remember the book was completely mind-blowing. It was like this plot and this situation. It was like if you remember Lost, the TV series. I mean, it was like mind-blowing, everything that was going on, and then the ending was like, what? Really? That's the idea? No, I don't believe it. It doesn't make sense. It's like from a jump from here to here, and it has no correlation whatsoever. If you did want to end with this, maybe you could have dropped some kind of hints or something. And I remember I was very let down, because for me it can be like a roller coaster of a book. I was reading, I was thinking, this is so amazing, I don't know how the author is going to close the book, and they didn't. It was awful. And I remember that I got mad and I said 1 star because I didn't believe the end. I'm not proud of that. Nowadays, if I didn't believe the end of the book, I will say, okay, I did love everything as I say, but the ending didn't do it for me, and I will leave the writing blank. Because I think that sometimes we forget that authors are people and they have feelings, and maybe the book was good and I wasn't on the mood for it, or maybe the book was horrible for me, and I don't think that leaving 1 star rating is going to help anyone. And also about what I just said about maybe the book was incredibly good, but it wasn't the book for me. I have some books that I didn't like, and I did DNF them. And 2 years, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, whatever, have gone by, and I decide to revisit these books. Like, okay, let's give it a second chance, because back then I didn't like these kind of books, or this kind of stories, or this kind of characters, or this kind of backgrounds, whatever. And maybe if I did read them now, I will love them. And yes, I have reread books that I was like, okay, I hate them, and now are completely my new favorites, love of my life kind of books. So yeah, that sometimes happens, that you pick a book and you're exactly not in the mood for reading this book because it's too heavy and you need something lighter, or you need lighter and get something heavy, or maybe you aren't in the mindset or unprepared to listen to what the author has to offer and wherever. So that's, I think that, and it can also happen in the reverse. There's books which I love, like 5-star reads and all, and then I pick them up again thinking, okay, I'm going to spend like the best time of my life reading them, and it's like, I did like this book, I hate it, I hate everything. And I think it's like, in life, when you grow up, you kind of, there's things that you keep on liking, obviously, but there are things that change with you, with your experiences, and with, you know, and the things that you learn on life, and where your mind is at the moment. So yeah, I think that books, it happens the same. And yeah, so yeah, this is kind of how I rate books. And obviously, when I write reviews, I don't like to say I didn't like it. That's it. I like to explain or elaborate, if I have to, why I didn't like a book. Usually, if I was offered to do a review of a book and I didn't like it, I'm going to be more informative than if I just pick a book if I don't like it. I mean, if I have a book on my wish list, on my to-be-read list, and when it comes to it, I don't like the book, I'm going to probably let some kind of note for myself saying I didn't have it because I wasn't in the mood, this is not what I was expecting, whatever. And I'm not going to offer any review because, as I say, I don't believe in leaving negative reviews because I don't think it helps anyone, really. It's my opinion, obviously. If you feel like you have to leave a negative review, it's up to you. I'm not telling you what you have to do, obviously. But if I have been offered the book in exchange for an honest review and I don't like the book because, I don't know, whatever reason, I try to be very respectful of the author as a person, as a writer, and as a person who has involved themselves with the creation of this book. And I try to be very, as I said, respectful, and try to elaborate why I didn't like it, and in a very honest way, but also not like, it's shit, I hate it, all the characters are bad. No, I try to, to compose something more like, okay, I didn't like it because I thought that, well, the characters were well elaborated, they didn't speak like they should in the epoch in which the book was narrated, for instance, something like that. So yeah, thank you for watching, bye. Yeah, I did quit very abruptly, but it was like, I don't know what more to say. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye.